once again here at the Sheriff's Picnic. You hear the pitter-pat of little raindrops in the background, and the slightly moist State Senator Adam Gomez sitting here next to me. He just came in. We just nabbed him. Senator, thank you very much for sitting down and talking.
Absolutely. Always happy to be here with you guys here at Focus. It's rain and sunshine.
That's right. All right, so you've had the summer recess. We got a new session coming up. What are some of the things that you're going to be going back to Boston to address? And also, what are some of the things that your constituents have been talking to you about the past few weeks?
Well, just so recently, I know that it's been in the conversation that the Coalition for Housing has put together a ballot question that I signed for rent stabilization. That's something that folks are looking towards, especially with stagnated wages, with the housing crisis. I know a lot of individuals have their difference of opinion, but we need to have this conversation first and foremost, like the most critical way possible. I know that, last session, we were able to pass a comprehensive housing bond bill, but, we still have housing challenges. Individuals are having a tough time trying to stay housed. And I know that, ourselves and with the administration, we're able to close down a lot of these hotels that individuals were kind of concerned about and exhausting funds. I know during this time, healthcare and education is on the chopping block when it comes to the environmental inequities here as an environmental justice community. I know that we've had the resurgence of the Palmer paving project that, a lot of people are vehemently against from across Western Massachusetts. Conversations again of extension of pipelines,
right?
Gas pipelines has come up. That is something that's near and dear to what my agenda is as a Massachusetts State Senator here from Western Massachusetts. But honestly, it's kind of taking things, taking action steps to protect our citizens. I think that's one of the things that leadership and the Senate wants to do, obviously in collaboration with the House. Right now, obviously, I'm the chairman of cannabis. The House took up a comprehensive bill that they feel they have some things in there that they would like to see. Right now, the Senate, myself, and a couple folks, were still talking to different stakeholders, trying to figure out if or when we might take up something similar that the House did or something very different. But we are doors are still open on communication when it comes to my to my committee, and then my second committee as community development and small business that I chair. We're starting to move some bills along and throw them out to committee to see if some of the stuff's going to go to study, so then we can look at possibly a package, even though in the second hand of our session next year, probably take a economic development bills as we do every session. So from there, we have a lot on the table, but we just have to, be very critical and honest with what we're going to be able to do because of these cuts and things that are coming from the federal administration. And I know that in the media, we've also seen the potentiality of Bay State Medical Center and Mercy and some type of conversations, which I don't really have too much to add on that, just what we've read in the media. But I know that that's pretty much of a concern too on healthcare. But, one of the things that is important, I think, is, I would say pocketbook and dining room issues, dining room table issues that are affecting, not only the unhoused or folks trying to stay housed, but food insecurity. We know that we caught a major cut when it came to SNAPs. So that's something that, we hopefully can, go into September and try to find a direction on which way we're going to move.
Well, my wife just recently retired from being the executive director at the Community Survival Center in Indian Orchard. So the issue of food insecurity is something we talk a lot about, and it's growing. And it's growing to a great extent, not because of increased joblessness or something like that. It's growing because groceries are costing a lot more money. And even if, let's say, the typical family of four, even if husband and wife are both working, it's tough to keep up with the prices. and more people are looking toward food pantries. And it doesn't help that the Food Bank of Western Massachusetts lost, I think it was $40,000 in federal aid it was supposed to receive, and you've just referenced the same thing about federal cuts. So, in terms of these federal cuts, we don't have, as a Commonwealth, the billions of dollars that we would need to compensate for what we have been getting from the federal government, do we?
No, we're coming on the cusp of 2026 when a lot of this COVID money had to be expended. In 2020, I know that led by Congressman Richard Neal and his committee, were able to craft the bill under the Trump administration at that time, not this administration that we're under, to really support communities. And a lot of these numbers and a lot of the support was out there. Now, individuals that are receiving these cuts, we're going back to pre-pandemic kind of pre-pandemic, I would say, budget. But at the same time, with the cuts on top of those amounts of money that are being walked back, I think we have to look at different ways. And a lot of people, don't want to talk about or have the conversation on taxes, but certain revenue streams and revenue, I would say, probabilities we have to look at so we can generate this funding to make sure, like food insecurity, which myself and Rep. Duffy were able to file a bill. It's a urban farms bill, and her and I are trying to push a policy which hopefully it gets picks up some steam and some noise about looking at these empty lots within our urban centers, specifically in the communities that I serve, that we can grow food and that food can go into the community that it serves or the community that it's located at.
I got a plot of land on Spruce Street that the city owns that nothing's happening, and it would make a fantastic community garden. It really would.
I honestly believe that when I was on the city council and we looked at the zoning ordinance on what is a buildable lot and not, to look at those that fall under that criteria, that you can do something to it if it's housing of some sort, and if it's not, how do we create those spaces, maybe with different organizations like GTC, that can look into these spaces to create some kind of urban farming, because what they've been able to do on Union Street and with the support that's come for the state to help stabilize that over the last couple years, to be honest, that group over there has been doing amazing work, not only there but across the region. And we know that even with our migrant brothers and sisters that live here in the Commonwealth, they look towards these food pantries. They look towards ways to be able to sustain their families. And with the scarcity of food, $40,000 is a big hit, no matter how you cut it.
Right, exactly. So we got a lot of challenges. We always have a lot of challenges.
Absolutely.
But we've got increased challenges right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We are on high alert. Attorney General obviously is standing firm and suing the federal government every single step of the way to make sure that we're protecting. And because the truth is, a lot of the things that are going on with the federal administration, some of this stuff was already budgeted through Congress, and it's going to be. I believe that it's going to be worked out through the court system. And hopefully we can move forward, because a lot of these rhetoric that was happening in the first 6 months is starting to be walked back a little bit. I know that now what we've heard from, I think, Attorney General, I think it's Bondi, she issued a warning to individuals that there are going to be severe repercussions for folks that don't want to walk back their welcoming cities ordinances, because they keep on kind of alienating these cities that create these protections for individuals that have been here for years and their kids are citizens, and never, which what we've seen and what happened in Worcester, is individuals that already live here and that their kids are residents and go to our school system. They end up in the system, or they end up in detention center, which children and families should not have to adhere to.
It would have been a lot easier if we had said, how can we create direct, simple, effective paths to citizenship for folks who've been living here 20 or 30 years, paying taxes, paying into Social Security that they can never collect? Wouldn't have that been more positive than the what has been happening in this country?
Yeah, I believe what we do know is that when individuals do come here, if it's through DACA, TPS, because a lot of the rhetoric is that the individuals that come here for protections, that migrate here, not all of them are undocumented. But evidently, we have millions of individuals that we have this line of folks are pitting against each other to understand that this is about family, right? Individuals would not be leaving their homes if it was sustainable. They wouldn't be leaving their homes if it was safe. And here in America, when it comes to the dreams that we hold dear to ourselves and our ideals, I think what we have to move forward is understand that these individuals are part of our community. They've been part of our community for years. And over time, maybe they're in a mixed relationship that maybe dad is undocumented, but mom isn't, and she's here on a protection, but the kids are American citizens. We have to figure out, and hopefully, we had some kind of deal, from what I understand, way before Trump was elected president this second term, but it was stagnated, and it was, and the Republicans just killed the deal. So we do, and we will always ask, under the leadership of Congressman Neal and the rest of our federal delegation. I know that they want to get this right, and I'm looking forward to absolutely doing what we can on the Massachusetts Senate to partner with our federal delegation to make sure, at least on the state side, the Massachusetts Senate and the House of Representatives stands firm on their beliefs and morals here in the Commonwealth.
Senator, as always, a pleasure to speak with you, sir.
No, thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.